Welcome back to another episode at the Happy Goat. We're starting early again today, 5 a.m. We just hired a new shepherd, which I didn't even realize was still a job. So today we're going to go meet her and we're going to spend a day in the life of a shepherd. But first, coffee. All right, back at the Happy Goat. Let's go see if we can find Lacey and learn a little bit more about what being a shepherd means today.
All right, so name's Lacey Sharp. I'm the shepherdess and the Cashmere production manager here. Day to day, we're gonna go through and see what it looks like today and basically how we take care of the goats. So hang tight. Been working on a new trick, so we're gonna try this out and see if it works.
Look at them, here they come. Annis even came. How long did it take to teach them to come to the whistle?
Whistling was originally for the dogs. The dogs weren't coming to it, but the goats were. So I found an opportunity for us to teach that as coming in kind of for attention. But again, the bell that we ring the other night is only associated with alfalfa.
Did you know this one's name is Ricky Bobby?
Your tiny Jesus, your golden fleece diapers.
Aside from teaching the goats really fun tricks,
Yeah.
which obviously you're very skilled at, what does an average day look like out here for you?
So I'll get here in the morning. First thing I do is I'll turn on the electric fence so that way I can get them out. They're really ready to get out, stretch their legs and get some brush into them. And then once I get them up the hill, get them out of the way, I'll go through and I'll turn the water on so that way we can get some grass growing in their pens. And if you can look, it's actually doing really well right now. I'll feed the dogs. They are very hungry at that time. After they eat, Yuki gets a brush out. She gets a brush out in the morning and before I go home for the evening. The goats are doing a really good job of going through and cleaning up the underbrush, but we'll come in behind them and we're trimming the low branches and putting them in piles. We are going to use those piles for wood chipping. It is tiring. It's clearing the property up and it's making it really beautiful.
So the goats don't actually eat the grass really. They eat the woody kind of leaves and underbrush more.
Yeah, you'll see they'll get up on some trees and they'll reach for the higher branches and they'll pull those branches down and eat those leaves.
Lacey, as we head back to the enclosure, what are you doing now?
So right now I'm just going through and walking the perimeter to make sure that we don't have any wires that are down or a pole fell over. Don't want any of the goats to get out because once one gets out, they all get out. It's kind of a pain to get them back in.
And look who just wants to follow us everywhere. Looks like the whole herd is actually following us right now. Being chased by a goat herd. Me and the herd are going to try to keep up with Lacey. We'll see you back in the enclosure. Lacey, what's this thing?
Okay, so this is our goat stand.
So now Lacey is going to grab one of the small kid goats and we're going to put them right where I'm sitting and brush them out, brush the cashmere out of their fur that you saw from the last video to help them get desensitized so this is easier in the future.
Okay, so what we'll do is make sure its head has stayed.
And this is for their own safety just as much as...
Yes. The more we give them individual attention, the better off they're going to be for, future hospital visits that they might need, or if we need to just set them aside.
It's kind of like a day at the spa for the goats, huh?
Yep. They enjoy it. We'll just give them a little bit of attention and then move on to the next one.
So that's all cashmere. So this is all...
With the guard hairs in it, yeah.
Okay, so this is all the cashmere. This is what makes your sweaters and scarves and all that good stuff. Ricky Bobby, get off of that. And even some of our bigger goats like Darcy are gonna get brushed out too because she still has a little bit of cashmere in her, and help her get used to being touched and handled and brushed and all that good stuff. we'll check back in with Lacey in a little bit. What do you do? Well, I know what you're doing, you're raking, but can you explain a little bit why you're just raking hay right now?
I come in and I just move straw around and I'll find wet spots like this. I just want to pull it back so that way the sun can dry it out and it doesn't cause mold.
We don't want sick goats.
We don't want sick goats.
And then we take this hay and then all this hay gets moved over to compost after it gets
That's correct.
And that's part of the whole regenerative ag process, is taking this hay that is covered in goat pee and poop and moving it to compost and making great topsoil, super nutrient dense topsoil that we can use for planting later on. All right, Lacey, what are we doing now?
All right, so this guy on Sunday noticed that he was squinting. So we've been doing a little bit of doctor on him. He has an ulcer in his eye.
Oh, poor little dude.
So we flushed it, looked around, make sure there wasn't a foxtail stuck in it or a sticker. Looks like he probably got stuck by or hit by a twig. Flushed it out. Right now we're just gonna keep paying attention to it, make sure it's not getting any worse, and we have some homeopathic ulcer medication on the way.
The goats are up brushing and eating and stuff, so shouldn't you be up there with them right now?
So the dogs are actually doing a really good job with them right now, and the goats are on routine. They know what they're doing. They'll come back. I go and check on them if I hear anything. But
so are you doing a little YouTube action over here?
No, definitely not. I mean, occasionally if I'm doing a little research and I want to get a little more information on certain things. But a lot of what I do is I handle the SOPs. We'll need those whenever we're trying to get our humane animal handling certification.
Because we have animals and we want to make sure that we're certified humane so that everyone knows the animals are being taken care of to like the best that anyone ever could, right?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. And you even have a goat on your head. I didn't even notice that.
I do, yeah. I saw you with your goat one, so I had to get one. Yeah. So when we're feeding them alfalfa and they're all busy, it gives me opportunity to come through, and the guys that right now have the thicker fiber, really hard to tell their body conditioning just because they look thicker because of the fiber. So I can just come through and just rub down their back and their hips to make sure their body condition is appropriate where we need them to be. You know, it's a scale 1 to 5, and we went in between a 2 and a 5. Is basically their fat and lean ratio.
So how thick they are?
Exactly.
So where would Annis be? She's pretty thick.
Is pushing 6 if it existed.
Annis, you're just a thick goat. All right, Lacey, we've been here like, I don't know, a while since this morning. You've been here a little bit longer. Are we done yet? To be honest, I'm a little exhausted.
We're getting there. So
we're getting there.
About this time of day, before I settle the goats in, Yuki gets her second brush out for the day. I'll just go through and brush her off and get everything out. The morning brush is a little bit more detailed.
All right, Yuki, I can do this part. She got dirty, huh?
Yep, she always does.
From 6 until noon or 1, just out here working all day, huh?
That's correct.
Whew. All right, did I do an okay job?
She looks great.
Good job, girl. Do I get my shepherd badge today?
Yeah, I'll get you a staff. Finish the day off with making sure everybody's good, count every single goat, make sure they're present, nobody got hung up in the brush, and then give them some, ring the bell. It's important, ring the bell, give them alfalfa. That way they did good for the day, and then close it up and go home and do a little research at home, and then come back and do it again the next day.
Whew. All right, well, you guys will be seeing a lot more of Lacey as we build the farm up and as all this stuff turns into more than just 26 goats. If you're curious, if you have more questions, leave them below in the comments. If you learned something just like I did, make sure you like this page and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we will see you back for another episode at the Happy Goat soon.
Bye.